go with a little bit of Fat Guy Radio Show.
It's Fat Guy Radio Show. All
right, everybody, welcome to another Fat Guy Radio Show. I'm your boy, Corey Blaze, and yes, I am back again with you for another special part of this mini-series, Fat and Furloughed. We've had a lot of great shows up to this one. This one's not going to be any different. My guest that's joining me via virtual reality, if you will, is someone that's not unknown to a lot of the Fat Guy Radio Show family. If you've spent any time with us, I would say within the last 4 or 5 years, you most likely know my next guest, but I will say that he's one of the most prettiest ones we've ever had. And I'm looking forward to this because he is my former radio partner, then resurrected radio partner, then back to former radio partner, and then landing in the resurrection file once again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for this Fat and Furloughed episode, please welcome the one, the only, the translucent one himself, my buddy Jake Woods.
How you doing, Corey?
What's up,
Thanks.
man? How are you?
Is it weird to give myself a round of applause?
No,
or?
you know what? You can give yourself a round of applause. It is totally okay for you to do that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You are Jake Woods. We have the same glasses on.
Yeah, it's true. I was telling you about my Forrest Whitaker eye.
No, you don't have. I don't think you have a Forrest Whitaker eye. I mean, Forrest Whitaker's eye literally is on the bottom of his cheek. At least your eye is still above your nose.
It's getting there. It'll be there one day.
And you know what? As your friend, Jake, I will get some duct tape and I will duct tape your eye back in place.
Yeah, I wonder if I could get some sort of surgery.
Yeah.
Some sort of plastic surgery.
I'm a surgeon. I can help you with that. I'm a surgeon.
Nice.
Only certified in the Philippines, but I've got my tools.
So I noticed your camera must be like over here?
No, my camera's right in front of me.
Oh, you're not looking at me.
I'm looking at the monitors because okay.
Give you like production notes.
This is what happens when you get two production nerds on one microphone. See, Jake, what you don't see is on my end, even though I'm not making camera eye contact, when you watch it viewed back or played back, it looks like I'm looking at you because that's where we have our shots arranged.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've ruined the magic.
You always ruin the magic because you're too inside. You're too inside. We're both just way too inside. We overcomplicate everything. Well, you more so than I do.
You know, I was going to make a joke, but it's a family show, so I won't do it.
No, go ahead. Let's make a joke. Let's see what you can do. Throw it out there. Come on. Swing.
I love being inside of you, Corey.
And that's right there is where we start the show. Fat and Furloughed. produced that myself, Jake.
That's great, dude.
You are such a lie. You're a musician. You're probably sitting back there just like when Just James was on the show, sitting back and just judging me like, oh, wow, this is what that guy does on his spare time.
How's Just doing? I haven't seen that guy in years.
Just James is doing really good. Hung out with him a few nights ago on Fat and Furloughed, caught up with him. He's actually in a committed relationship now, which is amazing.
Wow.
Me too. You what?
Yeah, you want to meet her?
Yes, let's meet your
total visual gag. So that way the audio can still be family friendly.
Hey Jake, I didn't know that we were dating twins. Oh, that was great. Yeah, folks, if you're listening to the audio portion of this, it'll be a good time for you to go ahead and pause right here and flip on over to YouTube. It'll be worth it. No, Just James is in a committed relationship, believe it or not. And he's out in Nashville, Tennessee now, in the city of music. And he's doing his thing out there. And Jake, as a musician, I'm sure that you can relate to that. And musicians don't normally get into committed relationships. It's almost virtually impossible.
I think that's actually untrue. I think they just get into a lot of committed relationships.
There's no way to get into a lot of committed relationships. That means you're just out there just slinging Richard all over the place. You're either in one committed relationship or you're just in a lot of close friendships. I don't think musicians can get in a lot of committed relationships, right?
I don't know.
I mean, you're up there, you're thumping your bass, and for you, you're thumping your bass just like Just is. You know what I mean? Just up there, thump, 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 thump. You know, and then the girls just sitting there in the front audience, you know, and then once all the pretty ones go for your bandmates, then you get the uggos that fall off to the side.
We don't even get those, dude. Music's like not cool anymore. You know?
What do you mean musicians are not cool? I hated musicians I hated pretty musicians. You're a pretty musician. So if you and I were playing in a band together, you basically have a better chance at pulling some trim than I ever would.
Like, in movies, you see that like the musicians get all the babes and stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
the drummer always gets his first pick.
Yeah, especially like when they're in high school and stuff and they have a band. It's like I had a band in high school and no one thought I was cool because I was in a band.
I had a band in high school too.
Yeah. In fact, the opposite. They're like, this kid's a loser. How much he cares about something. It's like if you care about something, you're a loser in high school. I had
a band in high school too. And it wasn't like a rock band or a garage band. There may have been a piano and a cello in it, but it was still a band.
I was in a ska band in high school. We had like trumpets and trombones and
I love ska bands.
So how's the furloughed life, dude?
Furloughed sucks. No, actually furloughed is fun because I am taking the time to do this little mini series and I am having a blast hanging out with some friends every other night. And then of course, you know, continuing the normal Fat Guy Radio Show on Thursdays. But the furlough time is really flying by because of the fact that I'm occupying myself. And I know there's a lot of people that are, you know, in the same situation that may not have the same outlet. But I knew this was coming months ago when this thing first hit. I knew eventually it was going to hit me. And I started thinking about this. You know, I didn't have a name or a title. I was like, you know what, if this is what's going to come down my way, I'm going to make the best of it. I'm not going to sit around and sulk and gain another 400 pounds and, you know, eating Pete's fish and chips every other day, being sad and sulky and hoping to get my job back. I made the decision a long time ago. I said, you know what, I'm going to go out. I'm going to buy myself a very expensive background and I'm going to.
Wait, that's not real?
No, that's real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's real.
That's really a city behind you.
Yeah, I'm in a high rise penthouse right now.
Yeah, I knew it.
Because why not when you're furloughed other than to go out and buy a $1.5 million high rise apartment? You know, it's the best fiscal decision I've ever made in my life. But I decided to do this show, this mini series, months in advance. I just didn't know when I was going to do it. but I did. And it's been a little challenging because I'm kind of learning that some friends that I thought were my friends that would be more than happy to come on here and hang out with me for a little bit weren't too excited to do it.
Really?
Yeah,
Please drop some names.
No, I'm not going to drop any names because I've had some great friends on here, and I know that they're going to be friends that maybe they're just too nervous, but you can't say you're going to do something and then not do it, and it just kind of bums me out. And then you feel bad because then you have to rush, find a backup friend without letting them know that they're a backup friend.
Are you trying to drop hints right now?
No, you're not a backup friend. You were pre-scheduled weeks ago. You told
me about this like weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, I told you when I first came up with the idea because Jake and I do a side project that some of the Fat Guy Radio Show Nation is aware of, but Jake and I do a side project, little podcast on the side on Jake's quote unquote label, on Lonercast label. Not necessarily a part of the B2B radio network, but Jake and I have a podcast called the Jake and Corey Podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, the most inventive name in podcast history.
I stewed on that one for a long time. I was like, what can we call it? Corey and Jake? No, that's not right.
Oh,
Jake
yeah.
Corey. That's it. Jake and Corey.
Jake and Corey. But you know what?
Yeah.
When you put my name second, that just means I have less work to do.
Yeah, that show's a lot of fun. What I think is really fun about that show is that if you go over to my channel, which I beg everyone who's listening to this to go over to my channel, just look up Lonercast on YouTube.
That's the reason why nobody goes over to your channel, because no one's going to go search. You have to give them directions.
Well, I am giving them directions. Just go look up Lonercast. You'll find it.
That's not what they're going to do. They're not going to search for your channel. You need a branded channel. And I don't know.
YouTube.com/Lonercast.
That does not work. Your actual URL on YouTube is youtube.com/user/DD4889666JB48933. Yeah, you have no URL with YouTube of you.
Why you putting me on blast?
I'm not putting you on blast. This is our whole relationship, man. I try to give you the tools, and you're just like, man, yeah.
Well, go look up Lonercast. I beg everyone. Oh God. So like, if you go look up Lonercast though, and you find my channel, you'll notice that like everything on there is video game garbage.
Yeah, that right there just turned off 90% of Fat Guy Radio Show's audience.
Yeah, we just talk about video games nonstop, but half of the time, though, it's me and Corey doesn't know a goddamn thing about video games.
No, and that's no secret. And guess what? I have no intention on learning anything about video games. I'm an adult.
I'm an adult, too.
No, you're not. You are a man-child.
Most games are rated M, which means, 18 plus.
That's just because they wanted to get a rated M so they could turn the blood red and not blue. What video game was that came out with blue blood so that it could attract younger kids?
I think Doom did that for a minute.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat probably did that.
Finish him.
They had to do that, I know for sure, on the early Nintendos, because Nintendo was like all family friendly. They're not so much anymore.
But Jake and I do the Jake and Corey podcast. It drops out. It's on YouTube. I've found my somewhat kindred spirit politically. We do.
True.
We have a little bit of a kindred spirit when it comes to politics.
I'd say we have a kindred spirit when it comes to talking about politics. We're both very open to discussions, and we're both of us like have our beliefs, and we have beliefs that we stand by, but we're also not unwilling to hear a different perspective, also not unwilling to accept a different perspective.
Which is unheard of in this day and age. It's impossible to have any type of political infused or political fused conversation without a friendship being ruined.
Well, and I think every show that we do, not all of our shows are about politics, but
True.
good majority of them are actually.
Because it's we take that time to vent, to get it out, to express ourselves and talk about just stupid frustrations and stuff like that. And we're not quoting statistics and so forth like that. You know what I mean? We're definitely not
sometimes.
But we're not political pundits.
It's usually on the fly. We're like, what are the numbers right now?
And then we just go and we Google them. But we're just expressing ourselves with the frustration as the caveat, because Fat Guy Radio Show is not a platform for politics. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why I was thumbs up with joining Jake for the Jake and Corey podcast, because it did give me that little respite. But it's a fun time. If people want to, get an extra, just go and check it out. It is up on YouTube and stuff like that. One thing that
maybe I'll make a URL tonight or something.
See, you just went in and proved that I was right.
I don't know how to do that. That's the fun thing about this channel is, like, I've done work with you before. I have done other projects for other people. This is the first time I've really gone out and just been like, this is my project. This is what I'm doing. So I'm just like figuring it out as we go. One thing I do know for sure, though, is if you look up twitch.tv/lonercast, it'll bring you to my Twitch channel.
That does work.
Yeah, so definitely go check out my Twitch channel, and that could lead you to my YouTube channel, I guess.
Yeah, because people love chasing the internet rabbit, Jake. They love chasing the internet rabbit.
Listen, once you find my channel,
it'll
Linda, be worth it.
Listen, Linda.
It'll be worth it.
Hey,
you get to hear my sultry voice.
Yes, his sultry voice.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Jake, one thing I love to do with you is I try to scoop you on things.
Yeah.
And I think I have a scoop for you.
Scoop it up.
Donald Glover is returning as Lando Calrissian for his own at Disney's Plus series.
No way.
According to Star Wars Stuff Twitter handle. Did I scoop you on that? Are you familiar with that?
I hadn't heard about this. No.
Yeah, literally, Donald Glover is returning for a special series on Disney Plus. I don't know.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, there. Oh, that camera went into focus real good.
Yeah, that looks nice. Damn, son.
I know. Now I'm out of focus. Crap. Oh, there we are.
There it goes.
Hello.
Yeah, that's interesting because the guys from the other people from Star Wars, like Finn, the guy who played Finn, John Boyega. Mm-hmm. They asked him, they're like, so would you be interested in doing a Disney Plus show? And he's like, they're not going to Disney Plus me.
They're not going to Disney Plus me. Who says that?
It makes sense that they're going to make a show with him. I just would have figured that, Donald Glover would be sort of above that, but
maybe not. Hey, dude, in this day and age, these actors,
I guess,
are doing whatever they can to try to get things going on. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but how do you feel about it though? Do you have Disney Plus actually?
I have my sister's Disney Plus.
Jesus, you call yourself an adult and you said you're an adult.
I buy my own Netflix account. I may be the only person who buys his own Netflix account.
I buy my own Netflix account for the whole house. And then I find out that we don't use it half the time.
I had a Disney Plus account that was my own for a while, but then I was like, I don't use it. There's only like so long you can watch Bambi and be satisfied, you know?
Bambi. I love Bambi and Thumper.
It's like, and it has all the Star Wars movies, but it's like, I mean, look at me, dude.
Yeah.
You don't think I already own those?
Yeah.
I own all of them.
I'm not surprised if you don't, when you lay down for Betty Bye at night and you go and you put on your R2D2 adult onesies with footies.
I do have Star Wars pajamas.
You lay down in your bed and then right along next to you, you just have all your Star Wars DVDs just lined up so you can sleep next to them and you can dream of Chewbacca.
Actually, some of my favorite boxers to wear. This is an inside scoop.
Yes.
My favorite boxers to wear are my my Starfighter boxers. They're great.
You know
They
what?
got little Starfighters on them.
You know what favorite of your boxers I like for you to wear, Jake?
What's that?
The ones that you don't.
Yeah, I knew it was going there. You always take it there. But
it makes him so uncomfortable. You're the most homophobic son of a bitch I've ever met in my life. You are.
I'm not, dude.
You are. You edit all of my homophobic shit out of Jake and Corey podcast.
I'm
That's why I
just
don't
not
say
gay.
it. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It has nothing to do with your sexuality. It's just a freaking joke. It's just a brutal layoff.
So where I stand with Lando Calrissian.
You just can't do it. He can't do it. You've never been able to do it, man. You get so damn uncomfortable. That's
Didn't
fine.
I make a gay joke at the beginning of the show?
You did make a gay joke, and then for people that are watching the video replay, you turned purple because you were so damn uncomfortable with the fact that, oh crap, did I just say that? Oh. All right, so Danny Glover or Childish Gambino as
Donald Glover.
Dude, who cares?
I do.
He's just another dude in a movie.
But like, that's the thing though, is like, he's not just another dude in a movie. That's why I'm surprised he's doing it, because like, he also is the creator and writer of of Atlanta.
The TV show.
Yeah, and he's also, famous rapper Childish Gambino.
I spent about the first season one, about half of season one with Atlanta, and then I punched out.
I liked it a lot.
I didn't connect with it. I didn't connect. Which is
very good.
We couldn't be two different people right now.
He was also a writer on 30 Rock. I don't know if you knew
Isn't that how he got started?
Yeah, he wrote for 30 Rock and then he went to Community. And he was a stand-up comedian, R&B artist, and now he's like Simba in The Lion King.
Is he really Simba in The Lion King, the live action remake?
Yep, he played Simba.
Young Simba or old Simba?
Old Simba. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, him and Beyonce got to do duets together.
Him and Beyonce.
Yeah.
What do you think the bets are that they recorded their parts to that duet in separate cities and in separate studios?
I won't even take bets because I know the answer.
What's the answer?
Yeah, he went on like Jimmy Kimmel or something and was like, yeah, I've never met Beyonce.
They recorded it in two separate studios.
Yeah, I've never met Beyonce. I really like him. I think he's great.
I just remember this is America.
I think a Lando show.
This is America.
Hold on. Let me cut you off real quick. I think a Lando show is a bad idea because the Han Solo movie that he was in was trash garbage. So that's my take. That's my hot take.
That's what you cut me off for, to say that the Lando show was trash garbage.
The Solo movie was trash. Yeah, it's important, Corey.
Oh, okay.
Why? What do you want from me?
I want.
You asked me onto your show.
It's not even my show. It's a mini series, you boob.
Yeah, it's your mini series, and you disrespect me and my culture, which is Star Wars.
Your Star Wars culture.
Yes.
You need another culture.
How dare you?
Your Star Wars culture. Detail will
George Lucas is my founding father.
I love it when you get angry. I love it when you get angry because your anger is so Disney. You know, you're like, your anger is like the epitome of Goofy kicking some dust up with his foot. That's your anger. Oh my God. That's
how I feel. I'm always jovial, even when I'm angry.
No, you're not always jovial. I've seen you not jovial.
So yeah.
But I'm glad that I was able to scoop you on the Danny Glover. What's his name?
Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Danny Glover is from Lethal Weapon with Mel Gibson.
Danny Glover ain't the one that had them mother effing snakes on the mother effing plane?
That's Sam Jackson.
Oh, Jesus, they all run together.
Oh, they? Are you being racist?
No. Allegedly. Now I'm looking at the camera.
There it is.
No, Jake, you were part of Fat Guy Radio Show many years ago, when we were still in a growth phase, and everybody remembers you. People remember you. You know, you were there for some of the most monumental moments, like the naming of the studio, which was Studio G.
G.
You pronounced it G for listener Gail.
Yeah.
Were you around for the Lady K introduction as well? Or did Lady K come after? No,
I definitely guested one time, and he mentioned Lady K.
Yeah.
I was like, who's this lady? Where's Gail? Where is she? Who's this K person?
Well, listener Gail is still around. She's still there. She's just a little bit further in the background, more like a silent partner that's so damn silent you forgot that they were a partner. And
I always liked to make sexual advances towards Gail.
Yeah. And you would feel really bad if I told you that Gail was a dude, wouldn't you?
No.
I tried to back you in the corner. She's not. She's a beautiful lady. Lady K, I wouldn't say she was replaced listener Gail, but Lady K is definitely to the forefront. And then since you've been gone, to catch you up, we now have AK-47 and we have Martha Moo. That are some players.
These are like your patrons.
I wouldn't say that they're patrons. They are they're P1s. You know what I mean? They're the most vocal, the most interactive, and we love that. We absolutely love that. When we can duplicate them, that'd be great. And then of course we have our handful of people that just, you know, listen to the show just to bitch and moan and complain about stuff. I've already gotten one email from someone or a DM on my Twitter about fat and furloughed. Why are you making fun of fat people and people that are losing their jobs? I'm like, you clearly have not listened or watched not one of these episodes.
I'm a fat person who lost his job, you tool.
Right. I'm fat. I've been furloughed. It's all about that. It has nothing to do with me making fun of fat people that have lost their jobs.
You know what's interesting about my time at Fat Guy Radio Show?
Yes.
Was one of the last episodes we did, I believe, was the episode where we talked about Robin Williams passing away.
Was that one?
I that must have been like one of my last ones, if not the last one.
And that episode has turned into my most controversial episode.
Well, I bring it up because I think just like yesterday was like the anniversary of that too.
Well, so, when we come up with any other suicide that comes up, and I don't want to do like a Robin Williams special about it, people throw the Robin Williams episode in my face. They're like, you did it for Robin Williams. Why won't you do it for this person? Why won't you do it for this person? Why won't you do it for this person? And so Robin Williams, that episode, though poignant, has like, I mean, they even threw it up in my face when Kobe Bryant died earlier this year. Oh, I wonder if Corey's going to say anything about it because, you know, Kobe was killed or died in a helicopter crash and he didn't, you know, suicide himself. I'm like, the Robin Williams episode, anytime a celebrity dies, it resurfaces with the listener base. And I mean, I'm not bitching about it because I love an engaged listener base, but it's exhausting sometimes. I'm not going to lie.
So like, what do you mean? Like, you just don't bring up deaths anymore? That's like the thing?
No, I guess they expect me to roll out the blood-stained banner for every celebrity suicide or every celebrity death. I got it literally from that recent death of that Glee actress.
Right.
I got someone that sent me a DM saying, "Oh, well, are you going to do a tribute show to this actress too, like you did for Robin Williams?" And I'm like, "What? I don't even know who this chick. I don't even know who this lady is. I'm not a fan of Glee. I'm sorry she's gone. I'm sorry she left a child, and it's so mysterious. But what? I don't even respond
to like bring it up if these people were like important to you, I suppose. But like,
and if they were, and Robin Williams was a huge inspiration to me. It's the same reason why I do a Bernie Mac, and Bernie Mac didn't kill himself. But then I wasn't on the air when Bernie Mac had died.
Yeah, that was the big debate on that show. Was you didn't want to do a show because he committed suicide, and I thought that was a dumb piece of logic.
Right, and I still get that same logic that I had still gets attacked to this day every time there's a celebrity death.
Oh yeah,
I can't win for losing.
I still think it's a dumb piece of logic.
Yeah, it's almost as dumb as me punching this microphone. You know, that's like the fifth. This is the second show that I've done this. I don't know why, but me and this microphone just don't like each other. It just protrudes too far out.
So long.
Yeah, it is. We're still talking about the microphone, right?
Big and black.
You were also, during your time on the show, did a couple of live appearances back when we did live appearances. And one that I remember in particular, because you were just so extremely uncomfortable, was Coffee and Conversation. And
well, you know what
I never understood why you were so uncomfortable.
You know why I was so uncomfortable? Because like half the audience was my family. Like my family showed up to that, and it was. But they loved,
dude. I've met your dad several times. Your dad has an amazing sense of humor, and he got all the jokes and the funniness and the waka waka. They were unhinging their jaw, but you were just you look like we were under the table with a pair of pliers trying to pry off your pinky toe.
Yeah, it was awkward because it was also like my dad's girlfriend at the time was there, and I didn't really know her, and it was like this whole awkward experience for me. I'd never done like a live show like that.
Was that your first one? Was Coffee and Conversation?
I think so.
Okay, I got to give you a little bit of a pass if that was your first one. I couldn't remember if that one was your first one or the barbecue place was your first one.
No, the barbecue one wasn't my first.
Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely my first one. And like my only experience doing live gigs is like playing music.
Right.
And not being a singer, you know, so like I have no experience like talking in front of people. I think if we did it now, I'd be perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah, you'd shine totally now if you did it now. Okay, so I will give you
back then.
I will give you a little bit of a pass because it was your first time. I didn't know if that was your first show or if the barbecue place was your first show, but man, that was a good time though. That coffee shop isn't there anymore, but that was still a lot of fun. That Just James was there and Jay Renee was there and Trevor Clay performed live. That was a good time.
And they gave me free coffee, which was awesome.
Yeah, you were bouncing all over the place like a little Mexican jumping bean. It was great. It was Caffeine Jake.
Yeah, I liked the barbecue one a lot because they gave us free barbecue, and that was dope.
Okay, I'm going to pull the curtain back here. I'm sure that, that was in 2014, and I think the
you paid for it, huh?
The terms of conditions have expired now.
When I paint at school, I wear a smock. It protects me from paint. When the cookie sheet is hot, I wear a pot holder. It protects me from getting burned. When it rains, I wear a raincoat. It protects me from getting rained on. When it's cold, I wear a jacket. It protects me from getting cold. When my friends go to the pool, they wear sunscreen. It protects them from getting sunburned. When my mom and I garden, I wear gloves. It protects me from getting dirty. My dad wears a hat. It protects him from getting sun in his eyes. We all wear things to protect ourselves from something. What's different about wearing a mask? Hashtag Mask Up Arizona.
Great barbecue place. We won't mention them by name because I'm about to slander them. Them MFers came to me with a big ass bill at the end of the night.
No way.
For everything that we did, everything that we ate, every drink. Now, we had celebrity guests. We had members from the Motown Miracles there.
Yeah, that's right.
I knew that I was going to have to pick up their tab. There was no way I was going to allow them to pay for anything. So I had definitely worked it out with the executive chef there that I was going to, whatever the Motown Miracles wanted, we were going to pick up the tab, give them whatever they want, make them as comfortable as possible. That was the instruction. Well, when the show started, they started traipsing out drinks. They started traipsing out platters. They started traipsing out food. You know what I mean? To all of us. And we were sitting there and we were talking about it. We were interviewing the executive chef. We were having a good time and all this other stuff. And then while at the, once the microphones died down, the crowd had dispersed and so forth like that, they come up to me with this receipt, with this tab, with this bill. And because it was,
you didn't even ask for the food. They just brought it out.
They totally just brought it out. And we gave them literally a 2-hour commercial.
Yeah.
And immediately after that, a few months after that, several followers of the show did patronize that place that I'm aware of. I don't know if people went there and I wasn't aware of, but I'm aware of a handful of people that went. And I'm like, I'm not going to tell them not to, but that deal just didn't land the way that it was supposed to land, unfortunately. And
yeah, that's lame. That's lame as hell.
I walked away with the bill, man. I had to pay the
I didn't
bill.
know that.
Yeah, no one knew it because I don't think up to this point, so many years later, I don't think I've ever said anything because I didn't want to, they were prominent, there were flyers, they were all over the website. You know what I mean? I didn't want to tarnish their name. I thought, and we still have a good, social media interaction with each other. You know what I mean? And I've been back there maybe once, but yeah, I didn't only get the bill for the special guest, celebrity guest, but I got the bill for the entire evening.
That's so lame, dude.
And that was a lot to swallow.
Remember we did that food truck episode.
Was it the barbecue festival that we did out at Talking Stick, Salt Lakes or Salt River Fields?
Something like that. I think it was something like that. And I showed up like a half an hour into the show.
Yes, and I ended up having to put our photographer in your place. So it was me, Philippius Dite, and my photographer. And
who was it? Was it the White Knight?
No, the White Knight's not a photographer. It was Rex.
Oh, right, Rex. Yeah,
Rex, our photographer. So Rex was on the microphone, and then you finally showed up like 30 minutes later. I think that one, now that I'm thinking about it, the food truck festival, I think, was before the barbecue place because it was that barbecue place that heard us at that festival that turned around and invited us to do the live show at their actual brick and mortar place because they had their truck set up at that event. That was a lot of fun because we were taking selfies with just people that were just walking by.
Yeah, I mean, I was filled with anxiety and stress the entire time because I was like an hour late.
Wasn't it traffic or parking or something like that? I forget what it was.
It was both traffic and parking, and I was going like 95 on the freeway.
That was a huge event, though. That was a massive event. I think that's the most people at one time in a live event. I think in the history, other than the event that you did not do, which was the Halo Sigs Phoenix Convention Center floor that we did, that was a large, I think that was like a 20,000 person audience. But this one, the festival, the food truck festival, that one was pretty big. That was, I think I want to say around 3,000 to 5,000 people. And we had a good crowd there, man. We had a good crowd. We were taking selfies with people. It was a lot of fun. Made me feel like I was actually somebody.
Yeah, that reminds me, the Phoenix Convention Center, Phoenix Comic Con, or it's called Fan Fusion now.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be in September this year, and they just officially canceled it. But like the plan was to book a conference room and do a live episode of Jake and Corey and the Loner Gamecast. But yeah, that's not happening now.
I'm sorry.
Maybe
sorry.
next year.
The Comic-Con is definitely right up your alley, but to button up that festival was a lot of fun. You showed up late, but that festival was a lot of fun. But another thing with that live show was the fact that we were under extreme time crunch because of the rented equipment we had to use. Thank God now we own all of our equipment, but we had to get rental equipment. We had to literally get all that equipment set up, picked up the night before, pull the curtain back. This is stuff that I don't think we've ever revealed. Picked up all the equipment the night before, got there on location at Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, Arizona off of the 101, set up everything, had to wrap our show by a certain time. And I think that was what was adding to your hustle, because you knew we had to wrap the show by a certain time. And also, the event organizers made us set up everything hours before we were even going to tape the show, because they weren't going to allow any trucks on and off of the field once they open up the gates to the public. There couldn't be any moving motor vehicles. So we had to set up like at 10 o'clock in the morning, even though we weren't taping our show till like 3 o'clock that afternoon. So we had.
I think that says a lot about where like music equipment has come, or recording equipment and stuff like that. Because I mean, even back then, things were just like so damn expensive.
Yeah, and huge. Huge. Now our travel rig is, a little 6 CU or whatever they call it rack.
Yeah. Even I have a little live setup gig thing.
Yeah, and it's so easy. Back then we had bags and bags of wires, and Philippius got all tangled up in them, and we had to rescue the little Mexican boy. It was a whole work. Yeah, but
I remember like every single one of those shows. It was just like
it was a bitch.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
To, like, set up all this bullshit that nowadays would probably take like 2 seconds to set up.
It would be, well, luckily now we're blessed enough to have.
I think it also has a lot to do with our inexperience at the time.
Yeah, we were young. We were still young, and we were just out there doing and taking whatever gigs that we can get. That's probably why I ended up getting stiffed at the barbecue place, because if I would have been more experienced, I probably would have had all that written down, in some type of contract.
Or now you'd probably just be like, fuck you, I'm leaving. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm Corey Blaze, bitch. What?
Yeah.
Come get it. You want it? Come get it.
I just did a 2-hour live show for you. Like, are you kidding me?
A commercial. 1 million downloads, bruh. Get that out of here. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't be that way. But we were under a time crunch at the Salt River Fields.
That way. No, fuck that.
No, there's no way.
Sorry.
I can't be that way. I can't. There's no, even today, there's no way I would have that. I would never conduct business like that. Never. If they come, the thing is that I would do what I just did now. Wait 7 years and then slander them.
That's why I stay in your life. I keep coming back because I just don't want you to, release all the dirt about me.
I would never release. I don't have any dirt, because Jake, you are the biggest enigma in my life.
It's like everyone who's listening right now and who has been like listening since the days I was on the show. Like, they know I've always come on like once a year.
Once a year. Yeah. We traipsed you out. We brought you out of the supply closet, dusted you off, and threw headphones on you and a microphone in front of your face.
Like, I don't want Corey to forget about me, because as soon as like that happens, he's gonna start talking all this shit. I keep cussing, dude. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not. I would never slander you because I know nothing about you in order to slander. You are an enigma to me. You are the forever non-present, present moving target in my life. I know everything about you by not knowing anything about you.
What? You know everything about me, Corey. Come
I
on now.
don't. You are just so. I don't know what the word is. There's not even a word to describe what you.
Let me break it down for you.
You are just you are the. I don't know. You are the cat. You're the mouse and I'm the cat, and I just keep trying to chase you. We're literally. I know. I got it right now. Did you see that happen? Boing! I got it. We are the live action Tom and Jerry show.
Who's Tom and who's Jerry?
I'm Tom and you're Jerry the Mouse, and you outsmart me at every whim, but then yet no matter the times every time we come together, I'm still gonna try to chase down who is Jake Woods. Who in the world is Jakey Woods right there?
Well, let me start with my social security number.
And your home address, please. Your phone number. Shoe size.
8675309.
Jake, as long as we have worked together, bro, and as many projects as we've worked together on, I still know nothing of you. I've met your parents. I've met your sister. I know more about them than I know about you. And that's just weird. And you know what? I'm not bitching about it. I just feel like that's just the way that you are. You're a very private person, and you are
Not true. I told you about my syphilis.
That's because you thought I gave it to you. So here's the thing. You are a very private person acting in a public role. And I think that's what makes you the most interesting man on the planet.
I'm like freaking like 007 over here.
No, you are that Dos Equis guy that got fired.
Oh, did he get fired? What did he do?
They let him go, and then they changed their branding and so forth.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But you were the most elusive person I've ever met in my life.
I got COVID tested.
Today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. They stuck the straw up your nose?
Actually, they have I got one of the quick ones.
Oh, you took the anal probe.
They jammed my finger.
Oh, the blood.
Yeah.
Okay, how'd that go?
I'm negative.
Oh, finally a blood test that came back negative for you. I'm so proud of you.
I did mention my syphilis earlier, so.
Why did you go get COVID tested?
It's just a thing for work.
Oh, now, I saw this. Damn it. I hate that almost every one of these shows I've mentioned COVID, but damn it. What else is there to talk about?
How can you not, though? Like, the whole idea of this show is fat and furloughed. And the only reason you're furloughed is because of COVID.
Because of COVID. And if people knew what I did as a profession, you would be like, how the hell did you get furloughed? But trust me, sweetie, I'm asking myself the same question.
Yeah, you know what? You say that you don't know anything about me. I don't know shit about you, though.
Jake,
you won't even like tell me your age or like where you work.
No,
or
but
your
you know
social
what?
security number.
You're not that. I've told you my social security number. You're not the. What makes you think that you're special enough to know my age and where I work? No one knows my age and where I work. Hell, I can't even remember my age and where I work. And as of right now, I don't work. I'm unemployed. Oh my God, I'm really fitting right into the stereotype. All I need now is a couple of babies and some angry.
I can't even comment on this.
Some angry weave coming at me, Ladies and gentlemen,
comment, bro.
please send your complaints to Little D at Fat Guy Radio Show. No,
send it to Philippius,
dude. The COVID thing. I forgot what I was going to say about that. I totally did.
That was very deep.
Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, this moment has been brought to you by Jake's negative COVID test.
Yes.
Put a bell in there. Ding.
You know how like have you ever tested blood sugars?
Is this a fat joke?
No,
You trying to say
No.
I'm fat, so I've got the beaties? I got the sugars?
no. Sometimes you just go to the doctor and they're like, we want to check your blood sugars. That's never happened to you?
Yeah,
It's
my
happened to
doctor.
me.
My doctor says he wants. When my doctor says he wants to check my blood sugars, he just lifts my arm up and licks.
He's like, oh, your
He's like,
sugars.
"Wow, you're sweet." Hey, I don't have the blood sugars. I just had I had a personal trainer on Fat and Furloughed a few shows ago, Nate Avila, and he's a personal trainer down in the East Valley, and he and I have been friends on social media. So I finally decided to, meet him face to face on this platform, and it was really interesting. But I'm going to tell you, it was nerve wracking. I mean, you're a beautiful person, but Nate is a personal trainer, and then I have to I was trying to suck it in and lean my head forward and extend my jaw so I don't look so massively fat while I'm talking to him, while he's sitting there just perfectly with coiffed hair and hot girlfriend. I'm just like, oh, your life is just great. I was hating him secretly the whole time.
I'm somewhat of a personal trainer myself. I did a jumping jack the other day.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that. Jumping jack?
Yeah, well, then I got really tired and went to sleep. But
Did you have to take a nappy nap?
yeah, that was rough, man.
Dude, I'm a professional weightlifter. I lift 300 something pounds every time I stand up. One jumping jack.
Gotta get strong calves.
One jumping. That's worth the whole episode. One jumping jack. If this episode wasn't going to be your name, I would title it One Jumping Jack. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you made me bust a tear.
Oh,
I'm crying.
Just tear, not something else.
I'm crying just like that time you told me no. You are the enigma though, man. I know everything about you, but I don't.
Okay, well, ask away, bud.
No, I'm not gonna.
What do you want to know?
It's not stuff that I want to know here on the show. I'm talking about in our personal lives. I know nothing about you personally.
I'm an open book, dude. I'll say whatever you want me to say. Go ahead.
See, see, what you're doing is you're just appeasing me, and you're not being honest and being forthright with who you are.
So, in mid 1993, a woman and a man.
Oh.
Whose marriage was faulty, falling apart. They had maybe 4 years left in it.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, hey, let's try and have one more, huh?
Mm-hmm. Maybe this time we'll get lucky.
And that's how I was made. Then I showed up, 9 months later, maybe 8 months. I might have been a preemie. I don't know.
Yeah, probably preemie.
Yeah, and then I was born.
I'm gonna
1994.
I'm gonna go with 1994. You were lying. You was born in 2004.
94, baby.
2004.
You really thought I was that young?
I was out of college like 15 years by the time you were born.
So that makes you.
Don't try to
60?
do the math. Hey, black don't crack. And oh god damn it, this microphone! Shut up! I was supposed to be. That's why when I'm in studio, it comes over my head because I can't have it in front of me because I'm gonna punch it the whole time.
Yeah, but then,
Thank you, Jake.
4 years later, his parents split up. I was wandering around.
Yeah.
I made my first business at the age of 5 years old.
When you were wandering around, did you fall in any holes or did you stub a toe or anything like that? When you're
I'm sure I've stubbed my toe, but like at the age of 5, I started my first business.
Mm-hmm.
And I sold it for $4.2 billion at the age of 7. Graduated from Harvard at the age of 9. Got my doctorate at Yale in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Got my second PhD at the age of 18, 2012. Yeah, I've lived quite a life. Me and Elon Musk get drinks on the weekends. Actually, I came up with the cure for COVID. I haven't given it to anyone because I'd like to just continue hanging out with Elon Musk.
Yeah, and you also came up with COVID that day.
Yeah,
You had
because
that,
I wanted to hang out with Elon Musk alone without other people. So
and
now
you wanted me fatter and furloughed.
me and Musk, we
what do you call him?
Musk.
Only his close personal friends call him Musk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Musk
Has nothing to do with how he smells.
we're the only two with the cure.
You
know, so we just get to go out and have a good time, not even worry about it.
Yeah.
So that's my life in a nutshell. You wanted to know? There it is.
You know what? And you know what, Jake? That was worth it. I'm sorry, what? I love the hell out of you. You know that, right?
You like my improv there?
It was beautiful, and I even gave you a little violin soundtrack behind it because I am a producer master.
Thank you,
Jake. Appreciate that. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it in post.
It's your show, dude. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
I thought you had more to go on.
I got nothing, man.
It's not my show. It's a mini series of me just hanging out with my friends, and this is literally
your mini series.
This is literally
it's not your show.
This is literally
Who's fat and furloughed? You're fat and furloughed, not me.
Why you gotta hurt my feelings? This is literally what it is this is our friendship. We sit here, we riff for a few minutes, and then we have awkward ass long pauses, and then you figure out we're out of beer and you go home. That's literally what our friendship is.
I usually go home once your pants come off, and I'm like, okay, it's time to go.
Well, my pants only come off when we run out of beer. So it just the timing is just perfect. The sequence is just amazing.
You still have those beers at the studio?
No, I brought them home.
Oh, right.
I brought them home because for a while there was like no one, but the building at the studio is starting to get populated again. Not as much as before, but yeah, but no, I brought them home. I still have them. So what the beers that Jake is alluding to is that when we started the Jake and Corey podcast, we were going over to Studio G, and Jake would bring beers, and I was hoping that, it was going to be that time where he just got a little too tipsy. Never happened. So we had the last episode that we were able to tape in studio before the world went on pause, we had some beers left. And I've held on to those beers, and before they were going to clean out the refrigerator and stuff like that, I grabbed those beers, and I'm going to keep those beers. Does beers keep that long?
It's alcohol. I mean, I imagine.
Yeah. So I said that I was going to keep these beers until we reconvene and we're able to do a show in studio. So the way that it's looking now, Jake, I think that we'll be able to enjoy those beers together somewhere around, 2025.
That sounds about right.
And I think those beers will hold up till then.
It's funny. We started the Jake and Corey show in like January or February or something like that.
That's when we started recording it, Jake. But be honest, we developed the show concept 2 years ago.
Sure, yeah.
And you were flaky Jake.
I wasn't flaky Jake.
You were flaky Jake. You were over the place. You didn't know where your life was all over the place. You were touring and you were doing this. You were having kids and you were selling drugs and all kind of things was going on. And dealing syphilis and eating bats and wet markets in China. And you were like, had a lot that was going on, while me and my steady, composed, professional, consumed life was just sitting back waiting for you to pull the lever and say, let's do this.
And we did it. And we finally did it in like
2 years
January
later.
or February. And we did like maybe 4 or 5 shows in the studio.
Mm-hmm. And you hated it and critiqued everything.
No, that's not true. But we're on like episode 24, 25 now.
Yeah, I didn't think you would last this long.
We've done way, way more outside of the studio than in the studio, that it's almost to the point where it's like, should we even go back to the studio? Because the show almost like its whole DNA is like outside of the studio now.
No, what you're experiencing is the fact that we've settled into this temporary normal.
But like the thing is like it's not a temporary normal, because this is just the normal almost from the beginning, of our show, the Jake and Corey Show, which you can find on youtube.com/user UCH8
WWXX4 asterisk 99.
youtube.com/channel/UCMG54G1T1Q V5PRFXQ So make sure you go there.
That's not difficult at all. You know what? I committed it to memory. I'm going right now.
It's almost like that's like the new normal now.
I don't think
that's the new normal. Like that's like just what the show is now. Almost.
Well,
I'd love to do it in person again.
If you want to make it what the show is now, I can't wait for the day that we can be all back in one room and have that energy. What you're experiencing, Jake, is my amazing level of professionalism and the ability to make it seem like what we're doing is easy. Because I give it to you. I bring it every episode to not make you feel like we are hundreds of miles away from each other.
I bring it too.
It's my...
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
We're gonna have one of these arguments, huh?
No, we're not gonna. Hey, Jake, remember we said we're not gonna fight in front of the kids.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, there's an audience here. I forget.
It's not. And you're trying to glob onto them by dropping your 15-letter YouTube channel. They're going to hear this and they're going to be like, there's no way. And if I was a nice person, I'd link it.
Yeah, but you're not. So
the settlement that what you're experiencing, I believe, is just a comfort level in us being uncomfortable. Because the show isn't the same, man. You can't say that us doing the show remotely. I know as Fat Guy Radio Show goes, I love my guys. I love D-Tay. I love Lil D. I love DA. I want them back in my presence. I want them back in the same four walls, because then what we don't have virtually is that we don't have that hour and a half before every show to sit around and shoot the S. You know what I mean? And we get to know each other and we get to learn about each other and we get to pick and choose little things that we're going to throw up in their face on the show. We can't do that virtually.
That's true. I would like to play clips and stuff again, which would be nice.
It would be because, we're limited by our capabilities. We're limited by, technology is amazing, but then there's just things that we just can't seamlessly do being hundreds of miles away from each other. And I miss that. I miss the after show glow. And all that's gone because now it's like, hey, good night, everybody. And then everybody's like, Skype down, connection down, microphone back in the drawer.
You know what I really miss, Corey?
Me?
I miss my beers. That's
your beers.
Really, yeah.
All of that, and you miss your beers. You son of a monkey. That's a great place to end the show. I can't stand you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Fat and Furloughed. That's my buddy, Jake Woods. Check him out on the Jake and Corey podcast, Lonercast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that other good stuff. Jake, thanks for sitting in with me and hanging out with me, buddy, and showing me your finger. Good night, everybody.